trying to get people.
Yeah. Oh well,
What
we're just gonna.
up? Hello, everybody. How are you? It's Tuesday night. You know what that means? It means it is time for the B Raiders. Tonight, we are going against Slumber Party Massacre 3. Trois. So,
Trace.
yes, and this will conclude our Slumber Party Massacre. Well, not really a marathon, but we watched all three of them back to back over the past 3 weeks. That'll conclude it, and then I think we take a week off next week, and then we're coming back with some more just typical B Raider shit, non-slasher shit, non-cheerleader stuff. We are working on like the blog and all that to get all the cheer exploitation and all of that organized by tags and all. It's a big job. So, all right. So anyway, I had said when we watched the first one that there are actually few slasher flicks, especially from the 80s, helmed by women. And I mentioned that Slumber Party Massacre, the first one, was sort of it got some cachet off of that, the fact that it was written and directed by a woman. So I had to put that out there. And then I come to find out as we're watching these, because that's one of our little things. We don't usually watch these before we sit here and watch them live. But I had seen both of those growing up. And so anyway, in researching these movies, I found out that all three of them were actually directed by women. And at least the last. No, I didn't. I knew the first one had been. That's what I mean. I've never even seen this one. Did you? Yeah, I've never even seen this one. This one was also, they were all three also written by women. And that was, again, unusual. Now, by 1990, when this was released, slasher films were fucking dead. I mean, they were dead, and they stayed dead until Scream. Scream revived the entire, not just slashers, but horror genre.
I think they officially died when they killed off Jason and Freddy finally.
And that was probably, what, 88, 89, something like that?
No, it was Jason Goes to Hell was 93, and Freddy's Dead was 91.
Oh, well, that's what I mean. I mean, they were dead before then anyway. That was just like that was their last gasp, their last cash grab,
Well, they had New Nightmare after Freddy's Dead, so he had tried one more time.
Wasn't that the Wes Craven's New Nightmare or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good, actually. That wasn't terrible.
Yeah, it was.
But I mean, no, the point is that I think that was after Scream. You can literally look at slasher films and the horror genre in general in American cinema in two, chunks, which is pre-Scream and post-Scream, because everything up to Scream was this trite, formulaic, these girls are going to get together in this goddamn house, take off their tops, run around, yeah, because that's what girls do when they get alone, right? I mean, we figured that out over the last 3 weeks. Brian, you've been here. We've seen every chick in every one of these fucking movies get naked and bounce their titties around, when they get alone. I guess that's what girls do.
But there's a difference. There's a difference. When the girls do that in real life, they're not getting paid for it, so they enjoy it. They don't enjoy it as much.
Well, that's just too cynical. I don't want to get into that, but I am going to say this. I will say this. I don't mind it. I enjoy it. But all these movies are formulaic. They're going to show us their tits. There's going to be a shower scene, something like that. They're going to be, huge tits, cute girls, bad acting, and like Nev Campbell, Sydney said in Scream, it's going to be some chick with big tits who's always running up the stairs when she should be running out the door. And, it's formulaic. Just like they said in Scream, there are simple rules to it. And that's what we're going to see tonight. We're going to see a rehash. It's not even thinly veiled. And there's no such thing as subtlety in these films.
You can't have girls with too much big tits because then they won't be able to run right.
Right, I know, but top heavy, but all these bitches trip anyway. Like that meme always says, with Jason, it says, I'm not chasing him. She'll trip. Bitches always be tripping. So, yeah, I mean, that's exactly right. So, she'll fall and that, but that's what we do. The B-raters is exactly that. We watch B-rated movies, then we B-rate the shit out of them. Most of these movies never should have been made. Don't feel bad for these people. Don't feel bad for these movies. These are exploitation films. And, you know, for the most part, these actors and actresses and directors, screenplay, all that, they knew what they were getting into. A lot of these didn't even have scripts before, you know, as they were going in. These are cash grab films. And they're made formulaically. At this point, the direct-to-video market was booming. So this is going to have, we saw the difference between like the first one, which was formulaic for theaters and drive-in audiences, to the second one, which was direct-to-video. Even though I think it didn't we find out it had opened like in a couple of areas?
I think it did. Not 100% sure.
Limited release, I think. And this one may have gotten limited release too. You know what? I can actually look at that. You know what? I want to tell everybody I'm on Wi-Fi tonight, so if it's funky, I sincerely apologize.
Yeah, because I know Roger Corman had worked on Carnosaur and Carnosaur 2 and Carnosaur 3, but I actually recently just found out that Carnosaur 1 and 2 are both in theaters, not just Carnosaur 1. So it's not entirely out of the question that the second one went to theaters, the Slumber Party Massacre 2.
Well, and you know what? I mean, the way that they would do that, the reason that they did that was to get some more cachet off of, you know, all of that sort of thing. And to get, I mean, it puts it in like a different level, I think. I don't recall the whole structure of it, especially at that time. But I mean, there was a reason that they wanted a theatrical release, and they could, so that they could put that on there, you know, and do all of that. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what it was. This said it was released on September 7th in the USA and released in France in 1992 on video. So I guess it was released somewhere. It doesn't really say where. I don't care. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, but there was a reason that they would vie for that. And they would literally, you know, as we've discussed here on the show many times before, they would literally sometimes just carry one reel. That's all they would have the money to have. They wouldn't even have prints. And they would carry it, say, to LA and show it in a theater there for like a week. And that way they could say on the box cover, you know, now on video or what the fuck ever, you know. But I mean, I don't know if that was the exact reason, but it's something really like silly like that. But they all used to do it back then.
Yeah.
The point being that it's not really that big of a deal that they opened in theaters or whatever. You know, it was just again, an exploitation. It was a business move to get more people in the theaters and get more people to rent the.
1 sec. I'll be right back. I just gotta grab something.
You know, all of that sort of thing. So that's what we're going to be seeing tonight is just a direct-to-video slasher, you know, from the 80s that. I have seen as I was growing up. But no, I mean, this one I haven't seen. The other two I had seen. I'm sorry. And that's what we do. We rarely see these movies before we watch them. All right. So pursuant to First Amendment and copyright, man, the other guys, they always hate when I do these long preambles to these things. Like I'm doing a fucking monologue, you know, like I'm standing out on the stage. But anyway. Okay. So pursuant to copyright, American copyright and First Amendment laws, we're perfectly well within our rights to make basically a commentary and riff on these terrible movies. And that's what we do. We berate the shit out of them. So what you do is we don't actually broadcast these movies unless they're in the public domain. We're going to start putting more of those online on our channels and on our site and everything, making them more accessible for the audience. But these movies like this one are not in the public domain. We don't know who owns the rights. We're not contacting them. We don't give a shit about them. But what we do is we make this commentary, and then you have to sync it up with the movie, wherever you find it. If you go to the site, you can find a link to the movie, usually on YouTube, but sometimes on Netflix or Hulu or wherever we find it streaming to a wide audience for free, you know, without commercials, because the commercial breaks, we can't, you know, line them up on your end. So we're kind of limited as to where we get them from. Tonight we have this one on YouTube, which I had never heard of. I didn't even know there was this one. I owned the first two on video from when we owned the store, but this one I've never even heard of until, you know, we were going to do it. So I guess we're in for a treat. So what we're going to do here is our infamous countdown. And what I do is I count down from 3 to 1. And then you're supposed to hit play on your little computer screen or your YouTube link or wherever else. And that way, you know, we're all kind of synced up. And if the jokes are going to land, you know, at all, it kind of helps it out. But you don't go on one. You don't hit play on one. What you're going to do is wait until I say go. And the reason we do that is because we've been doing this for many years, even long before we started recording it. And every time we would do the countdown, there'd always be one jackass, you know, when we got to one, it would say, oh, I told you you're going to say go. So we just wait until we say go. All right. Are you ready?
I am ready.
The B-Raiders versus Slumber Party Massacre 3 from 1990. This is the third and final installment in this franchise. Although, as we'll discuss in a moment, it goes on to another franchise after this. This is our infamous countdown. I'm going to go from 3 to 1, and then when I say go, everybody hit play. Are you ready, ma'am?
I am ready.
3, 2, 1, go.
Conquered again.
We're going to be conquered by this fucking thing.
Yeah, so you mentioned a spin-off, like Sorority House Massacre, you mean?
Actually, I was thinking, according to what I've read, this Wynorski's Cheerleader Massacre is supposed to follow this.
Yeah, I've seen the cover for that. Kind of looks like the same as the first Slumber Party Massacre.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
it shows
like
some creativity.
We've already done that one. We were lined up to do the second one, and some of the promos were on the blog, but they pulled it before we got to see it.
Yeah. That's why you need to download these on your computer. That way you can keep the file.
Don't tell them that. Oh, where's my buddy? Whoa. Sean Penn meets a reporter. What the hell are these? Are these like flashbacks, or is this somebody's like photo album or something?
Oh, there's been worse. I've seen a movie called Blood Reaper where they're going up to a cabin in the woods, but the whole way they're going up to the cabin, they have picture flashbacks of them all hating out and shit. It's like they just had the best of compilation of them hating out. Like, we gotta throw that in the movie.
There's a movie that we're going to watch on here eventually that is literally just clips from the first. It's a sequel, and it's just clips from the first movie for like the entire first 45 minutes of the movie.
Silent Night, Deadly Night 2?
That's the one.
I know it.
Garbage Day.
Garbage Day. So I have a friend who's obsessed with that.
I love the first movie.
Yeah, he said he was in a rough time when he saw that scene that made him all happy, and he just loved it, and it was like something of a revival for him. But because it was so stupid.
Right off with the sex, right off with the innuendo. You have to remember these movies. Bam! Wow, the cast member just knocked her down. What is with these movies and that bizarre? It's so cheap. That is not like, it's like you're watching The Office. Just breaks the fourth wall and then tries to kind of like cover it over, you know?
Yeah. Rejected Baywatch.
All these, what up, dog?
Oh, it's a creepy black guy in black.
Hell yes, what up?
Reminds you of the movie It Follows, except for he's walking much slower.
Yeah. Right off with the sexual innuendo. Right off, they want to get you horny. And this was straight to video, but they were still, even in 1990, they were still going by, it was around like 93, 94. Oh, shit, it looks like me.
I'm sorry, that's not appropriate beach attire. You must leave the set immediately.
He doesn't kill these motherfucking bitches. He's going to go form Nirvana. He looks like two of the guys I grew up with.
He looks like an elf from Lord of the Rings. He really does.
I like that point of view. Yeah, that ain't a bad point of view.
It needs to be a little bit more up, I guess you could say.
Full frontal.
No, more like the chest needs to be a little more up. Like arch the back or something. There you go. Like you're posing for a magazine cover.
Yeah.
Oh, face plant.
Jesus, Tom, we come to you.
Damn it, Steve.
Oh, well, he kicked sand on him like Charles Atlas. Speaking of which, I'm so cheap. You guys, regular viewers know I've been trying to get like all this shit together for like a very long time. We're still no further ahead than we were like 2 years ago when we started doing this. But I put up some of my little props behind us, so you have something to look at. What up?
It's just like you could easily pass for Elf from Lord of the Rings, though, easily. Like he just has the ears and the eyes and the hair
and the earrings.
Gandalf.
That ass, though.
Where's Gandalf?
What up, girl? What up? Yeah.
This guy ain't even worth it in the 80s.
Hell no.
Let alone the 90s.
Oh my god.
He's trying to be sexy, but he fails.
Nobody uses the word slumber. That's the only thing that makes these movies unique.
That no one actually sleeps?
Well, no, that it's called Slumber Party Massacre.
Or no one sleeps until they're dead?
Well, I mean, people have slumber parties.
Yeah. No one sleeps until they, so they only sleep when they die.
These are the types of movies that should be remade. Goddamn, every guy in this movie has like a flock of seagulls haircut. And I ran. Hate that point.
He's got no legs.
I hope she cries rape.
You wouldn't be able to chase that?
You got no legs.
Yeah. How is he going to chase after her then? He's going to hop around in his nubs.
That dance gives all white girls a bad name. For your information, who fucking cares? You and your bourgeoisie friends. Fuck you, Julia.
How the hell did he just poof? I don't get it.
What's he talking about, Willis?
There's this big guy over there, and he's not there anymore.
Rabble, 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 rabble.
South Park.
All of this scene was ad-libbed.
Yeah. Or just, yeah, it probably had to be ad-libbed because the beach was too loud to actually hear him.
That's a good point. I wonder if they
dubbed.
Tested for room tone and shit. Yeah. They had to, or they didn't do double coverage. That's what I was saying. It's it's movies like this that these movies were made on the sly, on the cheap. Look, they're walking around someplace. This is probably in the fucking valley in Van Nuys. It's probably like on a porn lot, yeah. Which I don't have a problem with. I'm just saying, they didn't have to get a permit. In a real movie, they shut down like half the city and stuff, reroute traffic. Here they're just doing it like on the back lot behind their fucking house, which is great. I mean, it's kind of gonzo, kind of what we're doing, but
yeah, if they had the money, they probably would have shut down half the lot.
Well, of course. If they had the money, they would have gotten better actresses too. But they had to get chicks that would take their tops off and shit.
Yeah. Oh boy, it's a driller killer.
That's right. I forgot. That's so silly. I forgot all about that. I forgot he was the driller killer. We've been watching these for almost a fucking month solid, and I forgot.
We just realized it's like the driller killer.
Yeah. Woo!
Innuendo at its finest. At its most violent. Please don't tell me this is a dream sequence like part 2 would make it out to be.
Oh God, no.
She wakes up. It was just a dream.
Oh my God.
And then he pops up and does it again. It's real this time.
Oh my God! It's the car from Bloody Wednesday. Oh.
This
You only
reminds
got
me
the
of
beamer for 45 minutes. Quick.
this reminds me of the openings of The Mutilator when they were seeing us on Fall Break and they were all in the car.
Oh shit.
Gonna have a fall break. It's gonna
Oh
be
my
a good
god.
time.
It's almost like Bananarama, except they're stupid.
And all blonde. Oh wait, are they all blonde? They're pretty much all blonde. Like
Well,
light brown blonde.
yeah. Dishwater blonde. Drugstore blonde.
Stripper blonde or prostitute blonde.
Yeah. Peroxide blonde.
Bleach blonde.
Shit, we lost Julia.
Fabric softener blonde.
Ta, ta, ta.
I hope a rock comes up and hits him.
God, if I had a rock.
If I had a rock one of these days, I just tell you what.
If I had a rock in a time machine, all of these movies would end like 10 minutes in because like somebody would like literally break the fourth wall. It'd be me like running past the cameraman, hitting people with rocks. This movie should never be made. Oh, I thought she was pregnant for a second.
I know, right? The shirt kind of matches the ball.
Oh, he's got his ball cap backward. He's like thug life.
Yeah.
Leave it there, bitch.
I'll take care of it because I'm not the bitch. What are you talking about?
He's thug life, yo.
I'll take care of my bitch's shit.
Yeah.
I'm so gangsta.
I want to see your titties. I want to fuck you for like 5 or 6 days. I want to fuck you till you catch fire.
Oh man. I thought it wasn't obvious enough. I like you. I like you a lot. I like you maybe a bit too much.
I wish he liked a shower.
Brush his teeth, maybe.
Leopard print seats. You know that somebody spent money on that.
Uh-oh. He just left, too. No cell phone for you because it's not the 90s up to that point yet.
Little Miss Posture. Ah! What the fuck is going on? Who the hell is this guy? What?
It's okay. You're not creepy.
Even in 1990, people weren't this fucking like stupid.
Well, she is blonde. Well, I shouldn't say that because not all blondes are stupid, but
I don't.
This one is.
I'm not sure the carpets match the drapes on her. But if they do, it took her a minute to get them to. Look, we're at 12, 35, 36, 37. Ooh. Buy this.
I'll buy you.
Buy this. Here's $1. It's $1. Take it with you. Get the fuck out.
Go get yourself a fucking hot dog and stick it up your ass. Kind of bland, like this movie.
Yeah, unlike you. Yeah, right. They got these dead-on, straight center shots. The only reason we don't have more shots is because I don't have more cameras. I do, but I'm not putting them up.
Yeah.
We don't have a director to swap between them. But I mean, my God, you know, I mean, we'd at least have maybe not a Dutch angle, but we'd at least have an interesting angle.
Mm.
Anyone doing anything? He's home.
Don't be scary. Are you like a little schizophrenic or something, or a little paranoid? There is some other.
For real.
He's like going, I know things with my hands, I guess. That's how I talk. I can't talk without moving my fucking hands.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I wonder if he's doing like Jeff Goldblum from Jurassic Park.
Or well, Jurassic Park wasn't even out yet.
Was it
Or
not?
no, it was 1993, the year I was born.
Oh, okay, okay.
But he kind of looks like what's his name? Johnny Depp? Whenever he's like with his
Oh
hands.
God.
But this is like way before Johnny Depp was even close
What
to
up? What I tell you, motherfucker? What I tell you, Brian?
famous.
I told you, motherfucking shower scene. Look, I ain't seen a titty yet. This ain't no Slumber Party Massacre.
Oh,
This is
bathrobe.
like PG rated.
Not even a nightgown.
I know. This is like Slumber Party Massacre Disney.
PG.
For
Disney.
Disney. Fuck you, bitches.
Trick or treat. It's not even fucking Halloween. Get the hell off my property.
Oh.
We brought some weed.
Take your clothes off and bounce your titties.
Imagine if Morgan answered the door. I'm in my bathrobe. I can see that.
Why the fuck would she dress that way?
To answer the door.
I'm not saying anything about her sexuality. I'm saying she's going to an all-girls like slumber party, and she is dressed like she is gonna fuck a football team. Not this year.
It's divine.
You're all disgusting.
Stop looking at the spoon.
I'll have what she's having. Who the fuck is this? What in the fuck is going on here?
What is up with that girl's hair?
What is up with all of that?
It's like Elvira hair.
Look, all these you were talking about, all these girls are blonde. And if you look at their eyebrows, you see that they're not. It was a big thing. Bleaching your hair was like a thing in the 90s. Well, the late 80s and well into the 90s.
Why would you go outside in your bathrobe?
Oh, shit. I go outside. I live way out in the country. I go outside naked.
Yeah.
I do. I don't give a shit. Nobody's
That's
around
too
here.
much information for me. Sorry.
Unless you've got a fucking drone with a camera, it shouldn't be. Come look at my
I don't even have a drone. Sorry.
How's everything? How's the communications going tonight? Is it clearer? Is it quicker?
Oh yeah, it's actually a lot better than the last time.
Okay. Yeah, for any viewers watching, I don't know if we have any or not. The windows are all skewed. But if anybody's watching, you can always go to the website. We're trying to migrate some of this stuff to the website because Google Plus hadn't really done much for us. So if you can get to the Google Plus page, you come to the event page on the website. You have to sign up, but you can leave all sorts of messages there, and we shouldn't have any problems. But you can also leave messages on the Google Plus page, and I think we have chat on here. But tonight we're trying a different setting on YouTube. So if you're getting lag or buffering, please give us a comment. We'll try to work on it.
She looks like a combination between Elvira and the counselor from Star Trek Into the Next Generation.
Yeah, you know, this is what I'm always telling people about these exploitation films is that was intentional. I guarantee you in the script, in the casting director's note said Elvira, you know, like Elvira type. I guarantee you. It's not, I mean, these things are not, you know, these details are not coincidence or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Now, Jim Wynorski has like a stable. These people, these directors they didn't have stables, you know. Speaking of hot chicks with big titties, we get into some Julie Strain movies pretty soon this year, I think.
She's like, the cat's like, damn, she's a bigger pussy than I am. She has a bigger pussy than I am. Yeah, I kind of failed at that joke. Whatever.
Wah, wah, wah. That's what we do. Tell bad jokes and make fun of movies. Look, this goddamn, all right, the point of view shot, that was a big thing back in the 90s amongst horror aficionados.
What, shots?
Well, where the point of view shot originated, a lot of people argued that it was with Halloween, with John Carpenter's Halloween, but actually Black Christmas predated that. However, a lot of purists note Peeping Tom from the 1960s and say that that's really where the point of view shot originated, which I think is a little strict for what we're going with.
Yeah.
You know, because what we're talking about is really the very Michael Myers Halloween, the very shot that we just saw there. You know.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Oh come on. Who didn't know this?
Creepy guy number 3 or number 2?
I think that's Johnny Depp. Yeah. Oh, dude, there was a movie released, I think, in the same year with Dylan McDermott called Hardware, which is actually a good movie. A very B-rated movie, straight to video, but it's a very good movie. And it had a scene very similar to this. There was a lot of this sort of thing back then. Feel to ass, Tyson.
I'm gonna get you, my pretty bitches.
That's what chicks do.
Wasn't there only 5 girls at first? Now there's 6.
Told you. That's how they dress that way. That's why.
Yeah.
Breeding purposes. Girls are fucking weird, dude.
Must concentrate on things besides hot chicks. Why does he want that house if he has a house right next door?
Something stupid. This is even worse than I expected. You ain't got a gun. You need a gat. Do a drive-by on them bitches. They be dancing their titties and then pat, 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 pat. Ah. Well, you accomplished that. Now go home.
Token black guy.
I hope he dies first. Womp, womp, womp.
That's going to stir up some controversy. So conventional. He died first.
www.theweirding.net. If you're watching this on playback, you can also, we're going to start linking to the forums, and you can just go there. And we celebrate these movies. We love to hate these movies. So. You guys, wait. That's I see both of your hands. Oh.
Well, what a twist. The Badge to the Bone guy is the one who doesn't want to actually go to the slumber party.
Hey, right. Hey, look, there's some composition in that shot, at least. There's a fairly interesting Dutch angle. I don't know who was shooting this stuff, but I don't think it was the same person. This was like director A or whatever. I don't know who's shooting coverage on those other scenes.
Yeah.
All them boys look like they could find their back doors. Woohoo! You're not naked? This is not a real Slumber Party Massacre movie. We are 22, 31, 32, 33 minutes in, and I have yet to see a single titty. Well, we saw some boy titties.
Okay.
We saw some man nipples. They were good looking too. They were good looking guys. Hot bodies. They were hot bods on the beach. Hot beach bods. Do it, baby.
Oh, there we go. There we go. It might be coming.
Do not tease me. Woo! Take it off, bitches. Show us your ass.
Like any of these girls are actually 16.
We could post it on CompuServe. I'm going to share her titty pictures all over Prodigy. You want to say hi to my little friend? Take your top off. See? That's what girls do, dude. And
they tease in front of other girls. I don't get it. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, they're like so totally into it. They're like, yeah, they love seeing other bitches' titties. That's why it's fun to hang out with them. But like you said, like sometimes they'll go to the bathroom and there'll be like 3 or 4 of them, and then they'll come out and they'll be like 30.
Like we don't know it's them. Like they're trying to make it ominous.
I
Now.
know, right? I mean, they're just trying to create suspense because we're 30 minutes in. It's supposed to be a slasher film. We did see a driller. We did see one kill. It wasn't a bad one.
No. There we go.
Wow,
Oh,
hardly
God,
worth it.
Yeah, they're pepperoni tits.
Hardly worth it.
Yeah.
This is blitzed.
They're mostly pepperoni tits than real tits, actually. It's like her nipples are bigger than her actual boob.
This is how you know this film was not directed by Jim Wynorski.
Yeah.
Now, them are some natural pretty titties.
Yep.
Look, man. Look, ladies. Feminism at work. Feminism in action. Converse. Man, I love high tops, and I had so many of those growing up, and I cannot hardly find them anywhere now. They really do help support your ankles.
Why did she put her bra back on, but not her? It's not fair.
She's even dancing like Cassandra Peterson. She stole her look and her act and her wig. Oh, it's the Pussy Trolls. Oh. That was a Freddy mask. I saw one of those was a Freddy mask. Foul mouth, bitch. Horizontal stripes. Daddy. Get help.
Not the burgers. Oh, it's Coles and everyone. I was gonna say that'd be a lot of burgers for like 6 girls.
Look at her fat ass with those horizontal lines. Look, check out the mom jeans.
I was just gonna say the damn mom jeans.
Dude, those were like a thing, and they were so. It was a confusing time. It really was. It was a confusing time. If you'll notice, like, look at how they dress. Like they're not form fitting. Like the tops will like billow out, and then the bottom, you know, when they put on those jeans, will billow out. Yeah. So it like imitates the shape of traditional, like what people have traditionally considered beauty in women, which was a fuller shape on these skinny ass bitches. That's what women complain about sometimes, and that was kind of what they were going for. That was the fashion model of the time. The 90s in particular were fashion over function.
Yeah.
It was a fake it till you make it era. Honestly. I mean, people like, you'd meet people in clubs who could dance, and they'd like, have like glow sticks, and they'd like sell E and like live in somebody's, fucking bedroom. And it was like, what do you do? I'm a producer. What do you produce? I mean, it was a weird time. I mean, it still goes on, but I mean, back then especially. You have to remember, this is pre-internet, and that for especially guys your age and girls your age is hard to comprehend.
I know. I've always wanted to try to live a month without my cell phone, but I've tried it. I've lasted a week and a half, and I almost crashed.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I do fine. I actually do, but I'm far more productive without the internet because there's so much to do that I end up just being scatterbrained.
Yeah, it wasn't because I wanted to go on my phone, though. It was because I needed to check for calls and shit, and I'm like, this is getting kind of ridiculous.
That's what I mean. See, back then, we didn't have the convenience of those things. We had different methods of doing it. But now with like those things, those methods have been phased out. So in your case, in your generation, I understand it's really hard for you to just like disconnect or whatever because you've grown up with it. And you have all your lives and all your information.
Well, if there was another way to communicate, like on the internet or mail or email or whatever, I'd do it instead of having a cell phone. because I think they are kind of pointless. If you,
I don't have one. I'm about to get a tablet eventually, but I don't have a cell phone.
Yeah, I mean, I like having a cell phone, but I'd rather live with that one because then I kind of get lost in it sometimes, get distracted from the real world.
Oh my God, he's robbing us!
It sounds like first victim. It sounds like the first victim.
Yeah.
Don't say that. Then you'll definitely die first.
Dressed like the Unabomber.
Of course, a black guy dies first.
See, some of these shots, this is the problem that I have with these movies. Like in the first one, there were some clever setups and some funny little dialogues and lines, but it was just so poorly handled that it was like they just fly right by you. You don't even notice because it's like,
yeah,
you know. See, look at the way that he's dressed. They're not form-fitting clothes. The '90s had a lot of baggy. That was kind of the style back then.
Yeah.
In fact, it wasn't until like the 2000, early mid 2000s, when like Simon Cowell and people like that from American Idol and stuff started wearing those tight T-shirts that that it started changing.
Oh man, move!
I like this post.
This house is for sale.
Now that's a well-composed shot.
Bro for sale. He'll be your friend for 15 hours. There you go.
A waste of a perfectly good black guy.
Of course he dies first. Well, second if you count the first victim from the beginning.
That's right. That's right. See, that's what I mean.
The first victim on the official count.
She's like solid. Speaking of stupid tricks, you could just go get another light bulb, honey.
No, that requires too much work, and I'm too fragile. My baggy jeans might trip over the basement stairs.
I don't study home engineering. I wish your wardrobe and hair would worked at more shit than the strip clubs.
I wish you would get a haircut and then trim those tits down.
Holy shit, Shemp. Oh, oh. Do you think anyone wants to see your doughy, pasty ass undress? Dumb and Dumberer.
What's she smiling about?
You're such a Miranda.
Like the first movie, the robot can eat after the dead pizza guy.
You know, but that's the thing about sequels like this. He did it. Fucking eunuch. Hey, I saw both of his arms moving. How is he holding up that pizza?
Magic. Because they didn't have the power of editing a pizza shot into the pizza into the shot back then, so.
He had wood. He's got a man bun.
Yeah.
Get up our street, sissy.
I don't get why he would kill her. She did nothing.
I can see why they kill him.
Yeah. Hopefully soon.
Oh, her. Yeah. That's right. She's wearing his shirt. I forgot.
Well, like, he's that stupid. I'm going to think that that guy was, or that girl's that guy, so.
Man, if I saw a motherfucker looking like that, hell yeah, I'd be like, what?
Yeah. It's like, oh, that guy. Oh, that guy. Run a little faster. I've been drilled. That's actually a pretty cool shot. She's at the perfect angle. Why not just grab his balls?
That's a dumb shot. Purge, everybody.
Yeah. It's a one-time-a-year thing. I got to make it count.
Look, that's just an establishing shot of the house. But you know how important that house is supposed to have been to this series, this franchise. I mean, that's like the sorority house, right? Or no, am I confusing all of our cheerleader sorority
Yeah, that'd be pretty easy to
slumber
do.
party movies? Yeah, and you know, most of them for viewers were made by the same nest of Corman protege and whatnot. We'll get it big into Corman here eventually, but
Yeah.
Corman's an easy target. I always felt bad for him. He's made
Yeah.
so many fucking movies and he's inspired so many people who made so many movies, and they're all bad.
We should totally do Carnosaur sometime, the Carnosaur trilogy.
We're scheduled up through the next season, but yeah, I mean, we got openings on the next season.
Yeah, we should definitely do Carnosaur 1, 2, and 3. A lot of people say that Raptor and the Eden Formula are Carnosaur 4 and 5, but Raptor is more of a clip show of the first 3 Carnosaur movies with Eric Roberts in it, and the Eden Formula, it has nothing to do with anything Carnosaur related. It has like a puppet dinosaur killing people.
Now, you know, was this one of the bitches that multiplied, or is this somebody we're supposed to know? Because I like that little outfit on her. She looks cute, and I don't recognize her. Woo-hoo. Yeah, because that's how people stand around.
A circle, half circle.
God, what blocking.
We're so lucky to have a man here. Oh, wait, that's not a man. That ain't no man. Oh, sure, I was returning your little red book.
You know, people always complain about the black people getting killed first, which is a very true trope of this era. But white people are always the ones who like stick their heads clear out the fucking window and go, "What is that? Is anybody out here?"
Yeah, black people are never that stupid, but they always die first. I don't get it.
I know. Well, you know these movies. One of the things about these movies, aside from Candyman, Leprechaun, Tales from the Hood, those came around about this time. But there weren't a lot of blaxploitation flicks. These exploitation flicks, these slasher flicks, appealed mostly, obviously, to
the white folk.
Yeah, maybe not affluent, but like suburban.
Yeah.
You know, suburbs were a big thing. A lot of people in Danse Macabre and a lot of other critics discuss the popularity of Halloween and say that it had to do with the fact that around that time they called it white flight in some cases, just going with the racial thing. Hey, there's another black actor. Who was that?
Like
Morgan
that guy
Freeman?
from Die Hard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The Twinkie guy, the main character guy who's black.
Danny Glover.
No, that wasn't Danny Glover. That was
Yeezy.
I'm not sure. He was on a TV show.
That's one of them. Anyway, but they all moved out to the suburbs, and that's why Halloween took off. Is because you know they set it in the suburbs at the right time. What up, dog? Yeah, he saw the first part of the movie. Said, "Fuck it, I'm out." She goddamn near swallowed that phone.
This guy's not a total dick. He lets him call him again. Usually he's like, don't call again. That's my line, Jiminy Crickets. That's what I say usually when I'm shocked on the show. Jiminy Crickets.
Yeah, I heard that music. I'd scream and run too. Sorry looking.
You didn't get the pink ones.
I don't even mind the thorns. Look at this set. This is such a lazy set. Look at the bullshit behind them. It's like 5 shit items from like Dollar General.
The party man.
He's actually a sensitive 90s man, you know, but he puts up a veneer of being tough and hard.
And put on the leather jacket. I don't get it. I returned the notebook, but that just wasn't enough. There's like 2 creeps in this movie. 3 if you want to come.
Kurt Cobain's final days.
He landed in the fireplace.
This house has been like under siege in all 3 movies, yet there is no security whatsoever.
Was this the same house per movie?
That's what I was saying. You know, with that establishing shot, you know, it's like it's just an establishing shot, yet at the same time, I'm just talking about a big failure of the movie to make the house a feature of the franchise. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kind of like in Elm Street. I mean, Nightmare on Elm Street. The house has something. You know what I mean? Somehow it's involved. I mean, it becomes like a character in and of itself. It's an element of the story.
Yeah.
And in this case, they had the opportunity to do that, and they failed to deliver on that. You know what? Speaking of screaming at lawyers, we should sue somebody for making us watch this movie. Well, it ain't this movie. You know that. There's where they keep all the scripts for the good movies.
I like this one better than the first one, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, and again, you know, I mean, well, there was almost 10 years between, you know, the technology's a little bit better, and I recognize some of these types of shots and sets from the era.
Well, I mean, like, I'm enjoying it more, not the way it was made, but just like the characters and stuff.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. It's more competent. Look, around about the mid '90s, they absolutely cemented the formula for like blockbusters. You know, they had like before that, they had Jaws and
they had tons of ripoffs like Grizzly and Orca and Piranha and Alligator and stuff like that.
Well, but they had like Jaws and Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the big blockbusters, and then they had
Alien.
Lost Ark.
Yeah, Alien.
Alien was big, but it wasn't as big as those movies. It was when they had Batman around like 97, 98.
Yeah.
And that stayed in theaters, oh my God, for almost a year.
You mean the Tim Burton Batman?
Yeah.
That was 89.
That was fucking huge. And that's what I mean. You know, around about the mid 90s, if you watch Die Hard 2, that is like the most formulaic.
Yeah.
You know, put together. Obviously, let's make a blockbuster, summer blockbuster. Look, it's such a fucking stupid shot.
Yeah. The lingerie on the lamprey.
Yeah, on the lamp, the red, you know, like a red light district. She's a hooker. Hooking ass here. Look, now, I'm not an expert, but I'm pretty sure you don't have sex with your clothes on. I mean, I guess you can. It's gross, but...
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's why we're all watching this shit, kids. You underage bastards. I know you're watching this shit.
I usually watch them for the gore.
And the titties.
The kills and stuff, but the nudity is like an extra added bonus.
You know, and that's a great thing for the 80s. I watched, it was just me, but I watched, we watched Never Too Young to Die with John Stamos a couple months back. And that movie was spot on, like the formula for attracting that audience, that young 14, 15, 16, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Adolescent audience. That was almost a perfectly formulaic movie for attracting that audience. And it had titties, good looking titties, you know, and, you know, a little sex, a little violence, over the top, cartoonish, you know. But they don't do that anymore. I mean, they hardly had, this would be like considered a hardcore sex scene these days.
Oh, yeah.
That's how sex works, stupid. You're not a guy.
Yeah, our video for Slumber Party
done.
Massacre 2
Uh-huh.
Has 2 dislikes and 0 likes on my channel.
I love it.
It's funny because I haven't got a dislike in a while, and all of a sudden I post that, it's like 2 dislikes. What? Well, that was quick.
Yeah, I guess he did have sex with his clothes on, didn't he?
No, he took them off.
Not before he was done, though.
Yeah. Let me just check out my. Oh shit, I'm done.
Man, pull back. I want to see this whole chick.
Ah, now we're back to Elvira Reject.
Yeah.
Elvira Reject.
What the fuck is that dude doing? He is just skulking around. You're not dunking it in tonight. She figured out stairs work. Yeah, we're not for everybody, man. We're not even trying to be. If you go to the YouTube link to this movie and look at the comments about this movie, that's our audience.
Yeah. This movie had a lot of plot holes, so like there's much of a plot to have holes in it.
That's our audience right there. The snarky, you know, this is the stupidest fucking movie. That's our guys.
Yeah. I like part 2 better because the killer was so hot, says someone on the comment. It's like, really? That's the only reason why.
Oh, it's the script.
Oh, no, not the pizza. No surprise, black guy dies first. Well, if you actually watched the fucking movie, the black guy dies second.
Excuse me.
Those pepperoni titties at 24:18.
Called it. Yes, drink all of it.
Oh, apparently the girl with pepperoni titties is wearing a wig.
Oh, I knew that. Yeah, they're just gonna cuddle.
Freaking pathetic. She tells him to make the sandwich.
He didn't take his clothes off. Are those Bugle Boys? Are those Bugle Boy jeans?
I don't
know. That's from a commercial from the 90s.
You were too quick. And you left your clothes on.
He was too quick to even get it on camera.
Okay, yeah, so hit record. Oh, you already did it. You're done. Darn it.
That bitch knows how to. She is a fucking hooker. That is a hooer. She knows how to turn a bed sheet into like whoa.
Electro shocker, whatever you want
to call
it.
You can use that in the tub. Stupid. Plug it in and turn it on high. Look at that ass.
Look how nice that shower is.
Yeah, girl.
That's the only thing I care about. That's a nice shower.
A nice ass. Yeah, we are not for everyone, and for those of you who don't like us, we don't give a shit.
You can just keep. I don't know. I was gonna say something from South Park, but I forgot the line.
Oh, I mean, you got 1,000 channels to watch. You know what I mean? If we're not your cup of tea, I mean, at least you took the time to tell us that we're not. Fuck you.
I noticed that commentaries don't always get the most views, but they do some in some cases. But oh, there it goes. Shake them up like a pepper shaker.
Get it? Do you get it?
What?
she's like riding it. These movies are so like, I mean, there's no subtlety to them.
So much innuendo.
Or you can't go to the ball.
Says the extra audio added.
Right. Says the fucking producer who got wrangled into filming that scene.
Yeah.
If you had read the script, if there were a script before you started filming, you'd have had a bad feeling about this.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering why that lamp matches those fucking chairs.
She what?
Melted it.
How the... Wow. She's not even the blonde one. Romeo, I'm not ready for your shit.
Look at those arms.
And they're like snakes.
Yeah, she got Madonna's arms.
Yeah, and Elvira's wig.
Elvira's wig, Madonna's arms.
And then a missing corpse.
You know what, though? He is a tidy killer.
Yeah.
He's tidy. I mean, remember when he killed the black dude, he put the house for sale sign right back in the yard. If you're going to have a stalking killer, I mean, that's the kind of guy you want, you know?
Either that or they shot that death after they shot the movie, so they had it already in there. They forgot to take it out.
Definitely. Definitely. They shot this movie to cover for porn. They shot like 6 porn movies in it while they were there.
Yeah.
It's a bitch screaming, dummy. She's wigging out.
Well, that was a nice thing for the killer to do. He already put her in the body bag. That's so cool.
I think she's dead. I'm not a doctor, but she's fucking dead.
I can't believe this is happening. I just fucked her.
Game over, man. Game over.
I want people to have sex for another 10 years.
I need some time alone to write a song. Give me my guitar. I really need to hacky sack you guys. Come on. Let's hack it out. Her wig is the best actor in this scene. They should read the script. They'll see it's not funny.
They'll listen to me because I'm famous.
He's conventionally pretty. He's a conventional pretty boy. I don't know why. I never got into that. I see it like as I'm older, it grows out, and I see what they were going for. But like people, like they really did. A lot of people shaved the sides of their heads in the 90s. That was like a thing. See how it's long on top, kind of floppy.
Yeah.
And it's real short on the sides. Hi, how are you doing? We've got a pizza. If you come over, we'll give you some pizza. We got some beer. Ugh. Do crack. That is what this movie is telling us.
Yeah.
I'd almost rather do crack than watch this goddamn movie. Ooh. Whatever, Cleveland.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nasty. Why don't we take our tops off?
I'm fast, in shape, and ready to date.
Be like Nike. Just do it. Oh, it's such a cheap set. Did they change that? Who in the hell designed that set? Any of these sets?
Yeah.
They bought every prop in this house before they.
I'm just going to go.
I wouldn't say it's obviously not the same house, but it doesn't appear to be the same house, and that's probably why they didn't make it a bigger feature.
I'm waiting for Michael Myers to pop out of the side of a bush.
You know, that's the thing about these movies, this franchise. It has no cohesiveness. The only thing about it is that he's supposed to be the driller killer, and in the first one, it was fucking BB. It was fucking what's his name? It's a different killer in every movie, and in the second one, he used to driller. Well, he used to drill in the second one.
Well, he used to in the first one too.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I mean. It wasn't like it was his kind of preferred weapon. But there was nothing to it. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just like they couldn't make it work.
Freaking idiots. Let's take a shortcut.
Through the gang tagged. Yeah, the Nightmare on Elm Street 3 set.
Oh, I remember this scene. I've seen this part before. I won't say anything though.
Oh, you're not gonna spoil it. the screenwriter, director, actors, they spoiled it.
Yeah. Well.
55, 52, 53.
Do you want me to tell you?
Nah, it's about to come on.
All right.
See, this is not a badly composed shot.
Kind of dark, but nicely executed, though.
Yeah, I mean, they took a little bit of time to do that, and that's what I'm saying. These people, a lot of times, like Jim Wynorski, you know, we'll give him shit. We'll give Papatopoulos shit because he makes shitty movies in like 3 days. But he makes shitty movies in like 3 fucking days.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he cuts it all together. He edits it. Shit. Shoots it. Stop crying on me.
Still bleed on me, you bastard. I guess he's the killer. Although I already knew that.
Chatting, running our fucking mouths. I don't know what's going on.
They were going out for help.
Abercrombie and bitch has done had enough. Oh, whatever. With that plastic breakaway plywood board bullshit. Why would anybody even try to board up a house in such a manner?
Yeah.
Ridiculous cinematic. I told you, man, this was around the time that they really perfected all those, like, they brought a bunch of stage prop type imagery. Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's such a lazy movie. I mean, they'll use like anything for any fucking reason. I thought he hit him with the sledgehammer.
Oh.
I know.
Put him on top of the chainsaw. Oh, of course it works for him.
What is going on? Why? Why?
Because he's the killer.
Your #1 fan.
Oh, it's off screen. And he dies from a foot wound. I don't get it. What weakness is he?
So that's the moral of our story?
Never admit your weaknesses?
Man, he needs to take a shit.
Oh.
What's he going to do, run?
Crawl. I can make it. Take me a couple days.
What up, legs?
My little nub's going, ah.
Where you gonna scoot to, Lieutenant Dan?
I may not be smart, but I know what love is, Jane.
That goddamn lamp. Who is the designer for this fucking? Why did you get that fucking $5 Walmart lamp that matches the goddamn couch?
Because I may not be smart.
Right? End of story.
Yeah, period.
Yeah.
Period.
Period, Jenny.
Anger issues. Cause they come. It'd be a really nice twist, and I'm not saying this happens, but it'd be really cool if there was 2 killers. Or better yet, 3, because it's the 3rd movie.
Spoiler alert, everybody.
No, there's not 2 killers. I was just saying.
That's why I like it when you come on. We don't hit the jokes as often, but we do talk about all the horror connections because the deeper you get into that, the smaller a pool that it really is.
Yeah. No, but there really is just 1 killer. I thought it'd be cool if they had 3 killers, like the 3rd movie had 3 killers. Do everything you can to get the most you can out of the last movie.
I hate that. You know what? Spoiler alert again. The guy from the remake of Poltergeist said, "Well, everybody was scared of the clown in the first movie, so we put a bunch of clowns." It's like, oh, that's so cheap. Get a job, get a fucking imagination.
Yeah, but this was the last movie in the series. That was the first movie in a shitty series. I hope they never make. But this was like a last attempt to make some money, so they might as well have as many killers as possible, as many twists as possible too.
Well, the first movie, it was Benjamin Netanyahu running around with a fucking drill. Oh, look at this. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, what was in his mouth? Was that supposed to be a drill bit? It wasn't, was it?
That's what really happened to Kurt Cobain.
Who was that? The killer?
No, that was the creepy guy that looked like he belonged to Nirvana.
Oh, it was. Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's why I said that's what really happened to Kurt Cobain. It wasn't his wife that killed him. It was the driller killer.
Jesus Christ, Jackie, so great to have you in our home.
The calls are coming from inside the house. Really? You sounded funny. The turn.
I bet a nice shot, right?
Yeah. I can't be underneath all this kind of pressure. It's not worth it. My uncle. Really?
Come on. Candles in a moving vehicle. That's how it works.
Whoever would have ever thought?
Oh, Lord. Come on.
Unless he's a little bit of a creep.
Let me tell you something about 90s movies, especially this was made in 1990, but later in the decade, and especially toward the latter end of the decade, the gangster thing was big. There was like Goodfellas came out around 90, 91. It was fucking huge. And gangster rap had taken off like in a big way. Yeah. And then they had the East Coast, West Coast rivalry. And one of the things that a lot of these movies did in the 1990s was that they tried to come up with like even more clever ways for the killer to be a killer.
Yeah.
Not with creative kills, but like they dropped all that psychological shit of the early 80s slasher films where like somewhere along the way you'd find out that he was an abused child and all that.
Yeah.
And the tropes that they picked up were I was saying before, like toward the end, he'll have posed all the bodies in like one room. Okay, so they got the psychological thing in here.
Yeah. I get a really strong Candyman vibe from this van.
That was released around that time, wasn't it? No,
92.
Later.
Yeah, 92.
I was working in a theater when that was released. I remember I saw that on the big screen.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
They made 3 of those movies.
I never saw the other 2. I saw the first one in the theater with an almost all black audience.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm from I lived in Memphis, Tennessee, and it's predominantly black, and the area in which the theater was located was predominantly black. And Candyman, of course, was a.
Oh, that was awesome! It's just our friend. Oh shit!
When was
That was actually
American
really.
Psycho released? This reminds me of that.
The year 2000.
Yeah.
That was actually a really cool shot. A really cool twist on the for the characters. Oh, so he reports a disturbance. That's totally official. When they report a murder, that's not official.
Yeah, but that goes back way back to like the 1950s formula. If you watch
Yeah.
the old like kaiju, big lizard, mad scientist movies, they
Yeah.
never believed the teenagers who were trying to help.
Which ones were that?
Huh?
They always believe the kids in those movies though. Like in Gamera, they always believe the kids.
Oh, no, in Gamera they do. Yeah. No, those are kaiju movies. You're right. That's in Gamera. You're right. And Godzilla. Because the lizards are like the good guys in those movies. But I'm talking about like the atomic bug movies and shit.
Oh, like Tarantula or the giant Gila monster.
The Blob, all that.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, the teenagers are always like, they go to the cops, and the cops are like, they don't believe them, and then they end up at like a government official, and they don't believe them, and then finally somebody, reputable or whatever,
sees it. Yeah.
Abner. Oh shit! It is now.
We're spewing one-liners. No.
Remember, because of Freddy and all that. That was a big thing. Before Freddy, the mad slashers didn't really talk. Yeah. Michael Myers, Jason. Freddy was the one that introduced all that snarky Spider-Man.
Yeah. Leatherface doesn't talk either.
Huh?
Leatherface never talks either.
That's right. Yeah, Leatherface.
Oh, please. I thought she was going in the closet. Like, that's really going to help you?
So stupid. She would be panicked. She would grab anything on that desk and brain him up.
Yeah.
Whoa, I kind of got a boner. Amna! I told you, remember the formula. They have to find the bodies. They're posed, Now watch, she'll find a body too or something.
Yeah.
It's a formula from like Prom Night, which I hate that movie. I think that is one of the worst movies. And it became like a big classic, It was a big movie when it was released. I was a little kid.
Yeah, because Jamie Lee Curtis was in it mostly.
Yeah, mostly. And you remember at the end, they come into the room and find all the bodies. All the bodies start falling from the ceiling and all that.
Yeah, like they were propped up and then fell over right at the right time. I don't get it.
Right at the end, right toward the climax. Ooh.
That's the best response. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was actually pretty cool.
That's a good shot. Yeah, no shit. Yeah, drill her anyway. She's still warm.
This is actually pretty good compared to the other two.
Compared to the other two, this is a goddamn, rosebud.
And guess what? I haven't seen one dream sequence yet.
Yeah, thank Christ. I'm telling you, man, toward this era, I mean, these movies were fucking dead.
Yeah.
The slasher movies had played out. And we were talking, I think, before we started broadcasting. I know, I love Brian. We have a good time when we talk. I know we talk just all over these movies.
Yeah.
Oh, well, shit. I forgot what I was going to say. So, lost my train of thought. Yeah, like I say, I owned a video store. Well, my parents did, and I was just under the target audience, target demographic. By this time, I was exactly the target demographic. I was about 16 or 17, and we owned a video store at the time, so we saw a lot of these movies. I saw a lot of these movies when they were released, because the slasher, the horror films, those movies were always big renters.
Yeah. That and well, it's funny because horror comedies were never that big in the '80s until they became a cult status,
Well,
right?
and again, that was mainly because of Nightmare on Elm Street
Yeah,
and the popularity of Freddy, and then there came like Lost Boys,
yeah. But Bright Night,
Bright Night.
even Friday the 13th Part 6.
Chucky was, I mean, well, he did a couple of quips.
Yeah,
Later in the series, he got quippy, but
yeah. Slumber Party Massacre too.
oh. You know, and that was the thing. You can really tell, like, pop cultural. I don't know about younger viewers, but I like to point out that stuff because I lived through it, and I remember, like, sometimes they'll be referencing like commercials that were big at the time. Like, where's the beef? That was a commercial for Wendy's. So when they reference those things, I realize that younger viewers have no idea what they're talking about. But I mean, in the '90s, especially, and you notice this especially with Scream. Scream was a lot of what like younger viewers today would call meta.
Yeah,
It was like self-aware is the actual word, and I think they're pretty much the same, the concepts. But anyway, it was one of the first that was like openly self-aware.
genre.
Yeah, and it was mocking the genre, the formula of the genre, because by this time, they'd become so formulaic that's why these movies to people like me, we lived through this whole cycle. You know, we lived through the whole hair metal era too, through the '80s. You know, this was the time around about the time that like Yo MTV Raps started exploding in popularity, and
Michael Myers moment right here.
yeah, this whole movie, a lot of these movies around this time were nothing but like Tarantino movies. They call them homages. That was the big thing, and
Surprisingly, this guy's kind of intimidating.
Huh?
So surprisingly, this guy's kind of intimidating. This guy's brutal.
Supper was burned. 110, 55, 56, 57. Didn't he just break the whole goddamn closet down?
Must be in the closet. Jeez.
And none of these movies have any connection. That's why this franchise never went anywhere. I guess that they just had a little bit of staying power from the first movie for the title.
Oh Jesus. This guy's brutal.
Yeah.
Especially for an early '90s movie.
He is pretty brutal. Have you seen Dial Tone?
No.
I think that's the name of it. I'll look it up right after this.
Another glass shattered over his head. They didn't get her. She's still alive.
Oh fuck! I think this is where our promo for Sorority House Massacre comes from. Which again, I meant to say, I told you we would get into that. All of these movies are connected from, well, it may have been Sorority House Massacre. They use the imagery of Russ, who looks like Benjamin Netanyahu, Israeli Prime Minister, the driller killer from the first one, as like a flashback sequence. And if you go back, we've already done the Sorority House Massacres. We did the cheerleader massacres. And if you go back through them right after this, Wynorski takes off with the cheerleader massacres. If you go back through our YouTube channel or check on the forum, we have links to those.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Supposed to be like sequels to these.
Yeah.
Why can that stupid bitch not get out of that window?
She got clawed in the back.
Check it out. A hoe with a rake.
Oh, that's quick thinking.
Bad shot, but
I know, right? Shoot for the head.
yeah, shit.
Well, they could have probably dodged it when it's so slow. This guy's getting beaten up.
Yeah. But yeah, again, that was another trope. Remember, you couldn't kill Michael, you couldn't kill Jason. They just kept coming. Why? Why? Oh yeah, that's right. He did that. Some poltergeist on it.
Ooh, ripped her guts right out.
You know, those practical effects beat the shit out of that CGI.
Oh yeah.
CG is so cheap looking.
Yeah.
Is it wrong that I'm turned on?
Oh, you got it.
Now that was a clever use of the point of view
Yeah.
shot, but it's still stupid. I mean, we knew that was coming. This movie, like, it's so insulting to the intellect of the
Oh,
audience.
is it wrong that I actually feel bad for the characters?
Kinda. Ken, your mother really did a number on you. 114, 47, 48, 49, 50. You're gonna pull off my wig. Well, do it off camera. Okay, okay, all right, take it. All right.
Don't mention what it could have been. We'll just set him off.
Was it a dog?
Whoa, it's got really dark.
It's kind of dark to begin with.
And she's only doing this so she can survive. That's pretty messed up.
I'll tell you a story after this is over that'll freak you out. It's terrible.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, no, that's the way I am. You know, growing up, I was this target audience. I was the demographic. I wanted to see titties, and for whatever reason, you know, I like. Well, I mean, part of it was the practical effects, the special effects. It was always like, how did they do that? Because especially back then, we didn't know much about editing, film editing, and things like that. You know,
Yeah.
and so we would really fall for like what we know now are pretty simple filmmaking tricks. You know, hardly worth it, dude. Right? Yeah, I mean,
I wonder why the other girls don't go after the drill and try to make her go after it. Where'd they go?
I mean, she's like the Tuesday afternoon stripper. His hair is totally black now.
Where's the shadow? Oh man, that just sucks.
You know, like, I mean, almost no suspense. I mean, you know, they could have dragged that out, you know, not padded it, but dragged that out, you know, a little bit and really, it's just bad filmmaking. That's why we rip on these movies.
Why give him back his drill?
Take your penis.
Oh my god. So she did all that for nothing?
Ah, ah.
Oh.
And those bitches just standing around like, you know, like
I
that
know.
got tickets to the show. Now she's over there. What happened?
She was over there the whole time. That was actually a pretty cool, messed up scene.
I don't want to watch this movie anymore.
Why don't you
Linguistically
distract
correct.
him?
Linguistically correct taunt. Ah, she's so stupid. I love what you did in the kitchen.
Oh, he's trying to get the lights out so he can see better.
So they can't see.
Yeah. Well, all the bright lights is probably hurting his eyes.
So if they're on even ground, so they can't see. He's blind because of the bleach.
Yeah. Man, this bitch always wants to leave this girl behind.
I think that was like a Baker Boys reference, or whatever the name of that movie was, where Michelle Pfeiffer climbed all over that piano. That shot right there. You know, they would call them homages, and I always said, in some cases they are homages, but I mean, a lot of those movies are just fucking ripoffs. You know, they take like the idea or the core of a scene. Like we've seen them with the chainsaw. We've seen them bust through the closet like Michael Myers. You know.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. By this point, they were so self-referential, you know, and like the black guy dies first, and
Yeah.
you know all that. That stick is a crutch. Ooh. Hope he gets combat pay. He's gonna watch the news until this blows over. Evil Dead.
Not really, because he's not the main character. Or he's not the main hero, I mean.
I don't know, man. None of these things were accident.
No, maybe
Look
Evil
at the way
Dead.
he's posed and everything. I don't know. Maybe not. I watched a movie, Bloody New Year. It was the first movie of the season, and it was just a blatant Evil Dead ripoff. I mean, you know what I mean? Like all the shots were like total ripoffs. The special effects, the setups, even in the comments, everybody was like, "That is such an Evil Dead ripoff."
What's it called? Bloody Meteor?
Bloody New Year.
Oh, Bloody New Year? I'll have to watch that. I love Evil Dead ripoffs. Does it have to do with demons or anything? Or?
It just, I mean, it has to do with like wasting your fucking time. I don't know. It's terrible. I don't even remember. It has like no plot. You know, that's the thing. A lot of people try to defend these movies. If we didn't like them, we wouldn't watch them. But they are formulaic, exploitative. You know what I mean? They were made to ride the wave of the slasher, you know, phenomenon. And a lot of younger viewers don't realize that, like, back then, serial killers were like fucking rock stars. They really were. I mean, they'd be on the news more than Donald goddamn Trump.
Uh-oh. Please tell me they at least move the drill.
See, ladies, this
oh my
is
God.
what feminism
was.
Ooh. Well, if they had shot that better, we wouldn't see that he was obviously, this is a nod to her penis envy.
Huh.
Evil Dead. See what I mean? He wasn't stabbing her and she isn't drilling him. They should have edited this movie better. Oh. You little horror trivia mavens, what movie are they watching?
Which one? On the TV?
Yeah.
I couldn't see it. Where is it?
I was just wondering. Because Evil Dead, or on Nightmare on Elm Street, they were watching
Evil Dead, yeah.
Yeah. And on Evil Dead, they were watching Hills Have Eyes, I think. Or no, the poster was for Hills Have Eyes or something.
No, the Evil Dead had the Hills Have Eyes poster, and Nightmare on Elm Street had the Evil Dead trailer. Hills Have Eyes trailer. What the hell just happened to me? You still there?
Yeah.
Oh, because the movie just crapped out on me. Well, we only have a minute left. It's not like it was halfway there.
The movie crapped out?
Yeah, no, it's I can just go right back to around where we were. It's only like a minute left, anyways.
Yeah, I got 123, 32, 33. Show me your feelings.
I'm at 123.40, pretty much.
Yeah, 42, 43.
I'm just a little bit behind now, but that's fine.
Yeah, you're good.
Well, that was actually pretty good.
Compared to the first two, it was a fucking masterpiece. I tell you what, it was like Orson Welles touched it.
Yeah, it's the acting's a lot better for sure.
And the production was a lot better. We can't fault them on that.
Yeah,
Well, it stops at the
credits. Yeah.
anyway. All right. Well, so there you have it, boys and girls, kids of all ages. There was the B Raiders versus Slumber Party Massacre 3, and thus ends the trilogy. But not the franchise, which continued on in some lopsided fashion with Jim Wynorski's release of Cheerleader Massacre, which became a short franchise in and of its own right, got its own sequel. That was direct to cable, I believe. And the thing about Cheerleader, well, no, I'm sorry, Bear Winch Project was filmed and done in 3 days. Yeah, Jim Wynorski's like he's like a pro hack. You know what I mean? He's like, I mean, and you could say the same thing about Corman a lot. And like I said, Corman's an easy target. We've got a lot of Corman stuff coming, and Corman's involved in this to a certain extent. I don't know that he was involved in this sequel, but he was involved in getting the first two made.
Yeah.
Without
I think he was involved in this one because I have all three of them in a collection from Roger Corman.
Like do they?
The Shout Factory trilogy set that was Roger Corman Cult Classics.
Love Shout Factory. If you haven't gone to shoutfactorytv.com, please do so. This is not a sponsored message. They have the rights to a lot of the films that we show, and they're extremely generous. They're extremely generous. They're extremely friendly. All right, so there you have it. Everybody, the B Raiders versus Slumber Party Massacre 3. We're off next week. After that, we get back to our regular scheduled shit. Just terrible movies. Movies that never should have been made. Movies that were made to cover like coke deals. Back alley abortion clinics. All right, so we come back with Back in Action, starring no less than Billy goddamn Blanks. Might as well put it in your memory bank because you're going to be seeing a lot of them. And Rowdy Roddy, put on the glasses, Piper. So that'll be something to watch. And of course, as always, well, as usual, we have not seen the movie, so we'll do a little bit of research, find out about that. You will be seeing Billy Blanks. We often make the joke about a couple of actors and characters deserve co-credits, but they don't get it. Gamera, for instance, Bruce Lee, and pretty soon Billy Blanks will be one of them, and Julie Strain. Julie Strain coming up. So a couple of Sedaris flicks. So there you have it, kids. The B Raiders versus Slumber Party Massacre 3. Hope you enjoyed it. And again, we'll be off next week. Hope to see you when we return, when we get back in action, yo, with Rowdy Roddy, put on the glasses, Piper, and Billy Blanks. Everybody have a wonderful week. Happy Easter, Memorial Day, Mother's Day are around somewhere, and there's Christmas.
We're going way ahead here. I'm still waiting for my birthday in May. So
happy birthday! It's gonna be Brian's birthday. All right, everybody have a happy week. See you hookers next week or the week after that. We are been doing this for years. We are no better than when we started.